Obviously, this is a tornado coverage and radar analysis coverage of this severe weather event. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing is down. Oh my, that may be down. That may be down. That's not what we want to see. That's very strong. That's 62 knots on top of 58 knots. That's a 110 mile per hour delta gate to gate. That's just not what we want to see here. That's just... Okay, new scan has just came in, and 60 on top of 26. That's a 86 mile per hour delta velocity. Still, though, that is not what we want to see here. I go to correlation coefficient. It's just so contaminated. I'm not sure if that's down or not. If you're in Bison, Sutton, Canfield, Middle Run, Harold, Wade, Morris, Birch River, Little Birch, Tesla, Erbican, Chapman, Diana, Cowan, Boggs, or Tioga, or if you live anywhere close to there, I highly recommend that you get into your tornado safe place. Because even though this circulation looks like it's weakening, there still could be a significant development soon. The storm is now taking the classic supercell look, where we have the hook, and we have inflow streaming into it, and the supercell is wrapping all the inflow around into that hook shape to give it all the energy and moisture that it needs to form or sustain. So that'll be something to note as we move forward here. And then we have another storm up here that is just outside of the Cincinnati metro. And that thing also has a bit of a hook shape to it. It's not as pronounced as the storm in West Virginia, but obviously there's still the rotation there that National Weather Service in Wilmington has noted. So that will be something to know. I'm not seeing anything on correlation coefficient. Let me see here. Is there any other radar that's closer? No, that's the closest one, I believe. Yeah, KILN is the closest. But our rotation is roughly about right there. If I go to correlation coefficient, it's just too noisy to see if there's actually something there. Indianapolis doesn't give us a good look at it. We have other storms developing as well. I'm not seeing anything tornadic. Actually, I take that back. We may have something right there. And never mind. It doesn't look too organized. Then we have two storms south of Pittsburgh here. And why does that one actually have a fairly decent hook forming with it. And there's rotation. We have greens going towards the radar, reds and grays going away. Right in the middle there, let me actually redraw that. Right in the middle is where we potentially have that tornadic rotation. There is a bit of turbulence. Obviously, tornadoes create turbulence, and that's what the spectrum width, can't speak. And that's what spectrum width tracks, is the turbulence created from a supercell thunderstorm, and obviously it's hinting at some turbulence here. And there is a drop on correlation coefficient. Obviously, I'm not sure if it's contamination or not. Obviously, the National Weather Service, okay, they have updated it to a tornado possible tag here now. This is in effect for until 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorm is located 8 miles southwest of Wolfdale, or 8 miles southwest of Washington, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized tail. Radar indicated wind gusts and hail. Obviously, I don't think we have any spotters. Going to switch here. And we actually do have a spotter. We have Bill Millington that's closing in on this, but it doesn't look like he'll get down to that storm in time. So that's interesting. But there is a tornado possible tag on this cell now. So that'll be something to look out for if you live in those areas. Jumping back down to our storm in West Virginia. National Weather Service in Charleston, West Virginia has issued a tornado warning for north central Nicholas County and southeastern West Virginia, southeastern Braxton County in north central West Virginia, and west central Webster County in northeastern West Virginia until 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Gasaway, or near Sutton, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Hazard is a tornado and $half sized hail. If you haven't seen what $half is, can't type. That is what a $half looks like. So imagine that falling from the sky. That'll do significant damage. So, this is obviously radar indicated. Rotation, flying the impact. You've heard me say this a million times before if you watched my live streams before. And before I go into that, I need to take a sip of water. Alright. The impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This is where it gets important here. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of north central Nicholas, southeastern Braxton, and west central Webster counties, including the following locations: Boggs, Diana, Cohen, Little Birch, and Urbacon. And it looks like maybe this storm down here is trying to develop as well. So that'll be something to know as well. Not seeing anything on correlation coefficient. And did the storm just implode on itself? I am not completely sure. Jumping up to our Dearborn County storm now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, thank goodness. I got scared for a minute that was a reball. Thank goodness it wasn't. We have storms, isolated cells storming back to the west of the Dearborn County cell as well. And this is moving east at 25. Oh. This will reach the Cincinnati Metro in about an hour's time if it sticks together. So that'll be something to watch for as this continues. I am surprised that the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh hasn't gone ahead and issued a tornado warning for this cell yet. That actually makes sense why they haven't. There isn't great rotation on it. I'm going to check Twitter. We haven't had a new update in a bit. What? Sometimes people on Twitter. So, but as of right now, both these tornado warnings expire in 16 minutes. We have one severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it, and that is this one right here. And I'm going to flip on. That may be something. I'm not completely sure. That cell is definitely trying. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning all the way over in California, believe it or not. And it seems like they have just canceled it. Okay. Not completely sure why this was issued, but okay. One jump back. This notice scale discussion was issued about 2 hours ago now. They haven't pulled a trigger on a watch over there, and I honestly wouldn't expect them to. This storm is still kicking, surprisingly. Both of these are actually still kicking. We obviously have this rotation right there that I'm beginning to believe isn't a rotation. Then we have the main one up here. And if I flip on the spectrum width, there is a bit of turbulence. Then correlation coefficient is just messy. Sultan, I'm going to give you guys an all clear. If you're driving along Interstate 79, you guys are clear. Boggs, Urbacon, US 82, I believe. Let me go up to my area really quickly just to... Okay, US is... So State Route 82, you guys are not in the clear. Cohen, Urbacon, Boggs, you guys still need to be in your safe place. Now I'm issuing new warnings out before the National Weather Service does. State Route 20, Bollier, Exeter, Webster Springs, State Route 15, Upper Glade, Donaldson, Dyer. You guys all need to be in your tornado safe place now. That is a bathroom or a closet without any windows, preferably in the center of your home, away from windows, to put as many walls between you and the tornadic rotation as possible here. Obviously, if you have a basement, get there, but if no basement, just get to the center of your house, away from windows, to put as many walls between you and the tornadic rotation as possible. So that's that storm there. If you're just tuning into the live stream, we are live because of 2 tornado warnings here. We have this one that's in Dearborn County in Indiana, and it seems like the rotation there has weakened significantly since last time we checked it. Still, though, out of respect for the polygon, you have to remain in a safe place. If you're in Guilford, Greendale, Lawrenceburg Junction, Lawrenceburg, Hardinsburg, and I-275 here for another 11 minutes. This storm is moving out that area fairly quickly here. I want to mention that we have a... Where did you come from? Huh? So we have 2 tornado possible tagged severe thunderstorm warnings on top of the 2 tornado warnings that we have. Then we have obviously the California storm. We're not going to worry about that one because obviously you guys know that we can't get a good look there. We have... What? Oh my. I sometimes forget how close to the border they are down there, so... Also, while we only have 2 tornado warnings at the moment, I'd like to do like a tropical weather update video here. So, gonna go to tropical tidbits. And if we go to current storms, we can see we have Tropical Storm Frank. As you guys saw, it was previously a hurricane, as since weakened. And it is now continuing to weaken. I believe it is now at a 50 mile per hour. Yes. 50 mile per hour Tropical Storm Frank as of the 5 p.m. EDT advisory. Then we also have Tropical Depression Georgette. Which, if not sure why Tidbits is bugging out. If we go to Georgette here, you guys can see that it's really nothing anymore. Like, Georgette is dead. Like, Georgia is just done. There's nothing left there. Oh, that rotation is tightening up again. That's not good. That is not good at all. There's a spectrum width drop. West Virginia, don't you do this. Don't do it. Both of our tornado possible tag storms have weakened a bit. However, stay in your safe place, obviously. I am honestly surprised that the National Weather Service in Charleston hasn't issued a new warning yet. Because this rotation tightened up immediately during, like, oh, that's a 55 on top of 60. That's a 105 gate-to-gate velocity. That's not good. Spectrum width drop. Not good. It's not good at all. What? $35 deaths from the flooding in Kentucky that happened earlier last week. That's really sad. Tommy Pham is... That may be a debris drop. That may be a CC drop. That could very well be a correlation coefficient drop. Why they haven't gone ahead and issued a new warning, I do not know. Charleston, what are you doing? This is a very, very significant storm right here. I am not sure why Charleston, NWS Charleston, hasn't issued a new warning yet. Dearborn County storm, that has been replaced with a special weather statement. That's just to the west of the Cincinnati Metro. Doesn't include my old hometown. And they have issued a new tornado warning. So, National Weather Service in Charleston, West Virginia, has issued a tornado warning for western Pocahontas County and northeastern West Virginia, northeastern Nicholas County, and southeastern West Virginia, and southern Webster County and northeastern West Virginia until 7:15 p.m. 6:42, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Camden on Gauley, or 9 miles west of Webster Springs, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Obviously, a hazard is a tornado. This is radar-indicated rotation still. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Excuse me. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Camden on Gauley, and Craigsville around 6:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and Richwood around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Boggs, Cohen, Upper Glade, and Erbican. My goodness, that is just an impressive signature. That's just unreal. Still have a spectrum width drop. Unsure if we have a correlation coefficient drop because it's so messy. If you're just tuning in, we are live because of a tornado warning. We had previously a tornado warning to the west of the Cincinnati metro. That warning has since been allowed to expire. Then we have another tornado warning over here in West Virginia, which has been going on now for probably the last 30 minutes or so. And if we go to Twitter here, if he got traded to the Mets, why didn't we just trade him? Jeez, that's insane for Sydney. It looks like the storm is beginning to tighten up a bit. Still, though, if you are in this tornado warning polygon, you need to be in shelter immediately. This is not a game. I'm not saying this to scare anyone, but you need to get into your safe place anytime a tornado warning is issued in your area. Even if it's not on the ground, it could be. It could produce one that does go on the ground. So if you live in this tornado warning polygon in Cohen, Boggs, Tioga, Exlore, Blair, Richwood, along State Route 20, State Route 20 and 39, you need to be in a safe place immediately. Upperglade, Donaldson, Dyer, Cohen, you guys are up next to see this potentially tornadic thunderstorm. Well, I guess I shouldn't say potentially. You guys are up next for this potential tornado. I'd like to say that we are down to one tornado possible cell. That's with this one east of Wheeling, West Virginia. And that rotation is nothing like this one down here. So we are going to stick with this tornado warning down here, because it's the most serious one that I'm seeing right now. Luckily, it seems as if the spectrum width has died. Least velocity is still reading 58 knots on top of no, that's not right. There's no way. $51 on top of 6. There's just no way. But, you know, you just never know. Obviously, I'm not a professional here. I'm just trying to spread information any way I can. Yeah, I won that too. Please no. Please, just no. We aren't going to do another Cold War. That's why that cluster of storms that we mentioned at the beginning. Middle Ohio Valley is apparently under a mesoscale discussion. Probably a downstream watch. That's my bet. Going to reload Radar Omega. I'm not seeing it on Radar Omega. So what we are going to do is hold this up. That's not... That's that old one. You sure that there's a new... starting severe thunderstorm watch. And Tommy Pham is a Boston Red Sox now. All right. Huh? The fact that I've been to Paul Brown Stadium is interesting. That's actually really good. Oh, there's the new mesoscale discussion here. Severe threat for severe thunderstorm watch 508, 509 continues. The potential for severe wind, hail, and perhaps a brief weak tornado continues for the Middle Ohio River Valley. A more isolated risk of severe wind, hail may persist across parts of the upper Ohio Valley into the central Appalachians. Convection continues to intensify along a stationary boundary along the Middle Ohio River Valley. A more robust supercell cluster across southeast Illinois has produced several instances of severe hail over the past hour, including a 2-inch hail report. This cell/cluster has begun to take on more outflow dominant characteristics based on KVWS imagery, and may see an increasing severe wind potential over the next 1 to 2 hours across the Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana tri-state region. To the east into southern Indiana, Ohio, shallower supercells continue to intensify with increasing lightning counts and cooling cloud top temperatures. Modest ambient low-level velocity along the boundary has allowed for these cells to quickly take on some supercell characteristics with mid-level rotation. Latest environment estimates continue to show this region has the highest tornado potential, with ESRH estimates around 150 to 200 M2S2. I'm not sure what that means. However, deep layer flow with storm motions along the boundary will likely favor However, deep layer flow and storm motions along the boundary will likely favor a gradual increase in storm interactions that will act to limit the tornado potential through a wind/hail threat, though a hail/wind threat will likely persist. Geez, I cannot speak today. Across West Virginia into PA, into Pennsylvania, an elongated cluster of thunderstorms has maintained intensity despite moving into a more limited thermodynamic environment. This is likely due to favorable deep layer shear near 40 knots. That is, I think, around 45 miles per hour. Let me grab my computer here just so I can confirm that with you all. But I believe that is what it is, and hopefully my computer is not instead, which it is, that's compensating for the meager instability. A gradual weakening trend is likely with this activity heading into the late evening hours, but a localized severe wind/hail risk may persist for the next hour or so. So that's with that. We're going to jump to our storm here, and it looks like it has weakened significantly since last time we looked at it. This cell has lost all of its characteristics that I thought it had, say, like 5 to 10 minutes ago. It had every single characteristic in my book that was going to produce a tornado. And now it's just lost all of its characteristics. Likely because it's moving into an area. It's moving into a general thunderstorm risk. It's moving into an area where it doesn't have much room to grow into anything. It's likely why it's weakening. Also, 40 knots is roughly about 46 miles per hour. So that's a quick conversion for you all. Still not sure why this severe thunderstorm, this mesoscale discussion is in effect. All warnings in California have been taken out. That's good. Is that Kopek? Yes. So, the Yellow Squad, Rhiannon Kopek, Ryan Hall, and Vince Vielty, I'm not completely sure what his name is, but they're all down there in Hinman, around the hazard area, helping out with all the flood victims that have been affected by the flooding over the past couple weeks. So that's something there that if you want to help them, bring food, water, basically anything that you can give that you don't need, they would appreciate it greatly if you would give to them. Give to all the people who lost everything in those terrible, terrible floods. Unfortunately, it looks like more rain will be coming over next few days. If I go to the forecast models here is Kentucky. Obviously, you guys can see, and actually, ensembles, that's not what I want. I'm actually going to look at the North American model, 32 kilometers here. And this was about an hour ago. 2 hours ago now. Jeez. That's about in an hour. Oh, jeez, why is it doing this? That's an hour from now. Obviously, you can see we have Frank down in the left-hand corner of the screen there. And honestly, it doesn't look like any rain is going to be affecting that area of Kentucky until about 78 hours out at 8 p.m. on August 4th. Looks like we may have another severe weather threat up in New Hampshire, Maine. I believe there may be something there for that. And they have canceled the tornado warning. So as there is no current tornado warnings at this moment, I am going to go. Because obviously, as you know, I only come on here if there is a tornado warning. Obviously, I know that I haven't been doing that recently. That's because I've been recovering from a cold that I've had the past several days. But my body has recovered, and I am now back. That, and I've been working pretty much every day there's severe weather. That's on. But I'm just going to... Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to go just yet because we still have a tornado possible. And, oh, where did you, what? There's a spectrum width. There's a spectrum width. And it's right. Pittsburgh issued the tornado warning already. Not seeing a CC drop. Obviously, correlation coefficient tracks debris. It's basically what you can imagine it as is the radar, all that red and pink and tan, it's all rain, but these yellows, blues, greens, all that, it's basically the radar saying that it's, hey, this isn't rain, this is boards, bricks, hail, all that stuff, bouncing back. This is moving across the border of West Virginia and Pennsylvania right now. This severe thunderstorm warning expires in 6 minutes now. It expires at 7:15 Eastern Daylight Time. Obviously, once this once this severe thunderstorm warning goes away, I will be out of here. Unless, obviously, there's a new tornado warning issued. They have fire weather now. That's actually interesting. Ooh, they have a drought monitor map on here as well. That's... Oh, yay, I'm right next to a moderate drought. That's lovely. Okay, I'm going to turn off the drought monitor right now. Oh, that's a new pixel I have never seen before. That's 46 on top of 35. I need to pull up a calculator here because I cannot do that in my head. What was it? 46? That is about an 82, 83 mile per hour delta velocity. That would adequate to, it's on the surface, that would be an EF. And future scale, give me that. That would be an EF1 tornado if it relates down to the ground. Which obviously it doesn't. Jeez. This severe thunderstorm warning expires in about 4 minutes. And there is no other. I love trains. Florida's just down there being Florida. I expect they'd probably issue a special weather statement for this cell, considering that's what they did with the tornado warning in Dearborn County that we had earlier, which actually has completely disappeared. That's interesting. That cell that was over there in Dearborn County has completely disappeared now. That is very interesting. And they've issued a tornado warning. I will be right back, chat. I just need to do something very, very quickly. So, National Weather Service in Pittsburgh has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Washington County in southwestern Pennsylvania, western Greene County in southwestern Pennsylvania, southeastern Ohio County in northern West Virginia, northeastern Marshall County in northern West Virginia until 7:45. At 7:11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Valley Grove, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. So obviously a tornado hazard and quarter-sized tail as the hazard here. And just to make sure everything is intact. Obviously, hazard is a radar-indicated tornado and quarter-sized tail. Flying debris will be dangerous, yada, yada, yada. Storm will be near Waynesburg around 7:45. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include include West Alexander, Amity, Nineveh, West Findlay, Rogersville, Dallas, Mariana, and Deemston. So if you live around any of those areas, Get into your safe place now. I'm not sure why the screen is blurry. That's interesting. Looking at radar here, it honestly isn't as defined as it was. I think the rotation is right about there. I believe that's roughly where the tornadic rotation is. Obviously, there isn't much on terms of the correlation coefficient just because it's just so messy. Don't even... I swear, if this cell gets a tornado possible tag on it, there is a lot of lightning being produced by this cell. Go to Twitter. That's interesting. That was issued by NWS Charleston. And this one belongs to the Reds. That's all I can say. Why? It's not... Please no. Please no. Holy crap. And the rotation is starting to tighten up again. If this rotation dies, I'm just going to go honestly, if it's still going after Waynesburg, that cell actually has rotation on it. Why? Man, I don't know how James Spann managed to do the 427 event. Is that? No, it's not Twins. I was going to say, if this storm was trying to produce twins, I still want to see it. That was our original supercell, the last one remaining from when we first started streaming, like probably an hour and a half ago now. We have been live for about an hour now, and we will remain live until all of these tornado warnings have expired. That's why I've said from the minute I got on to YouTube streaming severe weather that I would not leave live stream, I guess I should say, until all severe weather warnings, all tornado warnings, I guess I should say, are all gone. That is why I've said from the beginning, and I plan to stick on that. And I would like to point out that they have issued a new severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Obviously, I am not going to stay up until 2 a.m. That's just not going to happen. Especially since I have to work tomorrow. Like, that's just not going to work. For me, at least. Rotation seems to be running out a bit. There is still rotation. We still have the greens going towards the radar and the reds moving away. Right in the middle is where the rotation is. But it seems to be getting bigger. That can mean one of two things. Either the circulation is becoming weaker, so it has to broaden itself out, or the wall cloud associated with this storm, if there is a wall cloud, is getting to get larger, meaning that the storm has to bring in more wind, more moisture, more inflow to keep going, keep supporting itself. So that's one of two things the storm could be doing right now. I'm just surprised that these storms are sustaining themselves in a 1 out of 5 risk today. Obviously, going through the severe weather scale, all that's a 0 out of 5, that's a 1 out of 5, and then that right there is a 2 out of 5, risk on the severe weather scale. We haven't had a level 3 day in a while. Actually, I want to see that. If we have any days. No, we have a slight risk tomorrow in the area you would expect. Minnesota and the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are all in a slight risk. This includes Duluth, Superior, Hibbing, and Colquitt. I hope I said that right. So not that many big name locations there, but still enough. So this tornado warning expires in 17 minutes. Obviously, as I have said before, if the cell just weakens to the point where I can't even distinguish where the supercell is anymore, then I'm just going to end stream because there's no point in staying around for a storm that doesn't have rotation anymore. Obviously, this supercell still has rotation, so we're going to stick with it. West Alexander, Golden, Dallas, West Findlay. I'm going to give you guys Actually, West Findlay, I'm not going to give you guys an all clear yet, but any one of the towns that I mentioned before, you guys are in the clear. You guys can come out now. I-70, you are good to drive along I-70 again. State Route 1821, I-79, you guys are not good. If you know anyone driving along State Route 1821, you need to call them and let them know now that there is a tornadic rotation that is approaching them that is still strengthening. What? That's 51 on top of 46. That's like a 96 mile per hour gate-to-gate velocity scan. Spectrum width, there is not a spectrum width drop. And I'm not seeing a correlation coefficient drop. However, there's just so much stuff in the way. There's just so much contamination that I can't tell. I wouldn't be able to tell. Hook is right over Graysville. And I'm not seeing anything. And as of right now, we do not have any tornado possible tags here. So this warning expires in about 14 minutes here. Yeah. Ew, no. What? Oh. Thought that said Brandon Phillips. Jeez. Tornado warning continues. The hook has just dissipated, but there's still rotation. There's still solid rotation. This morning has 12 minutes left. Then hopefully I'll be able to go. Not seeing any more tornado possible tags. That cell is just completely dissipated. I think after we get this tornado warning out of the way, we'll be good for the rest of the night. Obviously, can't guarantee that, but I believe as soon as this tornado warning is done, we'll be done for the rest of the night, tornado warning wise. Obviously, I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm not like betting my life on it. I'm just saying, like, if it stays the way it is right now with all these storms dying, I don't think we'll be dealing with a tornado threat for the rest of the night. And obviously, as I said, I can't guarantee that there won't be any tornado warnings for the rest of the night. But right now, I'm not seeing any more tornado possible tags. So I believe once we get these cells out of the way, I think we'll be good. The fact that I can track out the entire path of the quad state supercell is just absolutely amazing. So disappointed that I worked that day. Couldn't cover it on the channel. I could briefly cover that tornado. And I think I have that coverage I did briefly on this channel. You'd have to go back. I'm not sure what I titled it. But I'm pretty sure I still have the footage of that event. Did I just see that right? I did. It's re-strengthening again. the rotation is re-strengthening again. This circulation started like back here. This thing has traveled. Now it may help if this rotation has traveled at least 33 miles now, if not more. No, it's just like the West Virginia cell we were tracking when the stream first started. Anytime we thought it was going away, it just re-strengthened. This supercell is becoming cyclic. It forms, sustains for a while, then weakens, and then reforms. However, I will have to go at 7:45 Eastern to go eat and do other stuff. So unfortunately, if they issue a new warning for this cell, I won't be able to cover it. I've made other plans tonight. So this warning expires in about 6 minutes. Obviously, Pittsburgh or Charleston, whichever office is putting out warnings right now. This tornado warning was put out by NWS Charleston, West Virginia. Going back to Twitter here. Goat. Yes, we need the goat to do that. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? They issued... I just need to keep my mouth shut. They issued a new tornado warning for that cell. I'm losing it. There's barely a... Oh my gosh. There's barely any rotation on that cell. This doesn't even have a tornado possible tag with it. The heck? That cell is still being that cell. So that's fun. What's that cell, right? Yeah, Union, Fairchance, Deer Lake. There it is. they're going to reissue a warning here for this cell. Retweeting that. That's from Brandon Lane. Uniontown and Hopewood. National Weather Service hasn't posted a new warning for the Waynesburg cell. This warning expires in 1 minute, and then I have to go. Obviously, same iteration over here. If you live in Uniontown, Lamont Furnace, Mount Braddock, West Leesnering, Brownfield, Fairchance, Deer Lake, Farmington, Mill Run, or along US 40, State Route 281, US 40, I think I already said that, State Route 381, living in or around those areas, take